Hi everyone, it's Sam, and today I'm going to be filming a video about why I don't shop at Target anymore, just to pretty much let you guys know what happened to me and just get the word out there. I'm kind of skeptical about the one here more than anything, where I live, just because I feel like it was more of a general manager issue than like a corporate issue. I don't know. I'm gonna just tell you guys the story about what happened and let you guys know, just get my story out there, and let you guys be the judge. So, okay, here's what happened. Last Christmas, I went shopping at Target. I found a Burberry cologne that was on sale. It was on clearance at Target. And my fiance loves Burberry. I think his favorite is the Brit, but I think this one was London. I'm pretty sure that's how it was. But I bought it. It was on clearance for like 30 bucks. And I was like, oh, score, because Burberry is super expensive. So I bought it. There were no issues buying it. I bought several other things along with this cologne. So, there were no hiccups. It cost the same as it said on the tag. It had a little clearance tag on it. So, Christmas morning comes and my fiance opens it and he says, oh man, I'd really rather have the Brit. If they have it, let's just return it and pay the difference for the Brit, because I'm sure it wasn't on clearance, which I don't think it was. I'm pretty sure that cologne that I bought was the only Burberry one on clearance. So he takes it back to Target. They tell him that it can't be returned for some reason. That they scan the receipt and it doesn't match the item. I wasn't there with him the first time that he went, so I don't really know exactly what they said. But apparently it was a manager who told him this. So, he comes back and he's like, I don't know what's going on with this thing. Like, you need to go in. Maybe they can look it up through your card or something. I'm like, yeah, okay. So I go in to Target with my fiance. And this was a couple days after Christmas, a couple days after my fiance had gone, because he went the day after Christmas. So first thing, I walk into Target. I have the receipt. I have the cologne. I walk into the little return desk right there. And right at the top, I ask for a manager. So they scan the receipt. I tell them, I bought the wrong perfume. I want to exchange it for this more expensive perfume and pay the difference. Can I do that? Like, my fiance said he tried to do that before, but it didn't match the item or something. So they scan the receipt. Same issue. For some reason. I don't know the reason. I am not the store. If the receipt doesn't match the item that I paid for, I don't think it's my problem. So I asked to speak to the general manager, or the highest manager that was there. The general manager was there that day. So he comes over. He does the same thing. Same process, scans the receipt, scans the item, says this receipt does not match this item. Okay, that's fine. I still want to return it. Clearly I paid for it. I told him when I was there. The receipt had the date and time that I was there. I told him who cashed me out, which cashier. I paid for it with cash, so they couldn't look up my credit card. But they have cameras. I asked him several times to check their cameras to make sure that I paid for it, that I did pick up that item that was in clearance. And he refused. I don't know why. And he asked me where I found it. And I told him I found it in the perfume section with a little clearance sticker on it. And he said, this item was not in clearance. And I said, yeah, it was. And unfortunately, there was no way to prove it because I had taken the tag off because, let's be real. Who's going to give their significant other a present with the price tag on it? Like, who? Really tacky. So, of course, I took off the price tag. The only proof I had was my receipt, but that's why you get a receipt. Your receipt is your proof of purchase. So, this guy, this manager, is standing there insisting that I stole it. That I stole that perfume from his store. Or I bought it at some other store and was trying to get my money back for it for some reason. Because all he said after I explained I got it in clearance, I got it for this amount of money, I paid cash, I went through here, look it up on your cameras. Look it up. That's what they're there for, to protect the store, like, if nothing else. So just look it up. If I did steal it, it can only help you at this point, you know? Like, how can that help me at all by looking it up on the camera? So anyway, he refused to look it up on the cameras. He basically threw it back in my face and said, "You did not purchase this at this store." Yes, I did. And he did not give me any benefit of the doubt. And I'm standing there shocked because this is a manager. I mean, not just a manager. This is the general manager, basically a big guy in this store or whatever, you know, the highest manager that can be there, accusing me of stealing when I'm trying to pay more money for something more expensive. It made no sense whatsoever. I mean, I've worked retail before. I don't know anybody who really hasn't worked retail at some point in their lives. So there are certain things that thieves are scared of. There are red flags. They will walk away. They will, argue their case for so long, and then they'll just give up if nobody leaves them. I did not give up. I mean, I did not steal this thing from Target or any other store. So, the guy insists that I stole it. He refused to give me my return. He refused to take back the item or do anything at all. He didn't even call anybody to see why the number on the receipt didn't match the item number. And I mean, that to me should have been something to do with their inventory or something. Clearly that was a problem in your computer or something. I mean, he didn't even look up the item to see what item it was. If not that perfume, what else could it have been? So anyway, I was just completely shocked and appalled that this guy gave me no benefit of the doubt, was calling me a thief. I mean, there was a big scene in the Target, entrance right there where everybody comes in. It was really embarrassing. Anyway, so after that, security was called because my fiance and I were getting too loud because this manager was insulting me, calling me a thief, and basically telling me to get out for not doing anything. So the manager and a security officer basically pushed, literally, us out of the store and followed us to our car. And they stood in the parking lot and watched us drive away. I don't know if they got my license plate number. I don't know if they had any of their information. Like I said, I didn't pay with a credit card. They didn't know my name. They didn't know my credit card number. They had no way to track me unless they got my license plate number, which I don't know if they did. But I know that they stood there in the parking lot until we were gone. So I am pissed at this point. I called corporate immediately and told them everything that happened. They ended up looking up the receipt and the item number. They just said, I don't know why those numbers don't match. I'm sorry that you went through this. I'm sorry that this was even an issue in the first place. Just hearing that was nice because the managers at Target did not even say that. There was no, the customer is always right kind of thing. There was no apologizing or like I said, no benefit of the doubt from the start. I was just basically pegged as a thief, like walking in. So, after I talked to corporate, they called Target while I was on the other line. And they spoke with the general manager there. And they told me, they talked to him, and they got off the line with him, they got back on the line with me, and they told me that the general manager called the cops and put out a restraining order on me and my fiance. For what? I have no idea. We didn't do anything wrong while making this transaction. We were not out of line by asking what we were asking. Anyway, I tell corporate that I don't know why he would have any reason to put any restraining order on myself or my fiance. So they were like, basically corporate just told us, if you want to go back there, if you want to shop there again, you have to call your local police department and you have to work out the restraining order. So now I would have to go to my police department where I've never been, where I've never had any reason to go to. I've never even had a ticket in this town. My face, my name has never come up to the cops ever. But now I have to be the one to put myself in front of scrutinizing police and go through that scrutiny just to be able to shop at Target when I didn't even do anything wrong. That is so... It's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Corporate says basically, it's out of our hands. Now that he's called the cops, we can't really do anything about it. If you go back to that store, you will be arrested. Unless I call the cops and go through some kind of process to prove to them that I didn't do anything wrong and to lift this restraining order, which will probably be like fines or fees. Yeah. So, that's what happened. I would love to know your stories, if anything like this has ever happened to you, or if anybody has any kind of insight for things like this. I would love to hear it. Please leave a comment about it. Tell me what happened. Yeah, I mean, we can't be the only ones who these things happen to. I think anytime anything bad happens to somebody, that they feel like they're being victimized, or, you know, like you're alone, like the whole world is against you. And I know it's not like that. So, and that's why I want to hear what else has happened, if anything else has happened to you guys. And it's not a way to say, oh, I'm glad that didn't happen to me. Like, thanks for making me feel better about myself. Like, no, I just wanted to share this story so that, you know, people know what happened to me, and hopefully they don't feel alone. You know, hopefully they don't, because I mean, I can't do anything about it. I'm not going to go to the police and put myself under the scrutiny of being, you know, under a microscope for, I don't even know what I would have to do when I didn't even do anything wrong. Like, I'm not going to do that. So, you know, I don't want anybody else to feel like they're alone when they did nothing wrong, you know? Like, they were the only ones being attacked, you know? Because, I mean, the world isn't against you. It's just, the world is... I don't want to sound like a negative person, because I really believe that the world is a beautiful place. I just think that the people in the world, some of the people in the world have a negative agenda for some reason. So yeah, feel free to tell me your stories, anything you want to vent about. I will gladly listen. And yeah, that's about all I got today. So thanks for listening, guys. I will see you in my next one. Bye.